Look directly at the sun and never in the mirror, mostly due to being ugly and your vision being wasteful. Cause today we're talking all about the world's biggest pop star, Taylor Swift, and her romantic intentions with nature's super vaccinated tight end, Travis KELCE of the Kansas City Chiefs. Has it all been organized by the CIA via their website Hinge, which they sold as a straight grinder, but actually just turned out to be a constant stream of rejection and celibacy until you die or play in the Super Bowl? Many are asking, none are answering. Plus, in significantly less important news, we might soon all die in nuclear heckfire after Joe Biden personally starts World War III with Yemen, which I'm told is a real country. All that and probably more if I get around to it when the show starts right on the nickel. Hello and welcome to the Vongiano Predicament. I'm your host, Steve Vongiano. I'm a moderate centrist, bit of a milquetoast fence sitter. Today's show is dedicated to the Pennsylvania man who cut off his dad's head on YouTube because he said it would somehow stop the communist Joe Biden Democrats. For the record, I do not approve of beheading anyone. And if you do have to behead someone, like in a Saw kind of, let's play a game sort of situation, your dad should be at the bottom of that list. Also, for the record, two things on the record now. There is absolutely no proof that this guy watched any of my content, and quite frankly, he might be a PSYOP. That being said, I do have to dedicate this show to him because he sent me $20 on Patreon. That's right, go to patreon.com/the Vongiano Predicament, donate $20, or even quite frankly, just $10, or maybe even just send me a complimentary email, and I will say literally anything you want, even that thing. Not sure why he needed me to promote him, though. He had way more views than me. I need to do some gimmicks. Producer Nancy Mom, come here. Oh, wait, what's that? Oh, you've been waiting my entire life for me to try and behead you, and quite frankly, you wish a bitch would because you'd end me? Yeah, fair enough. All right, we covered that. On to today's news, which, of course, is shut the f*** up. Shut the f*** up. I don't even give a fucking shit anymore, so you shut your fucking gay-ass mouth the f*** up, you fucking... Stop saying I'm losing it. I'm fucking fine. Maybe you're fucking losing it. I'm the person least in need of therapy in this whole fucking state. You fucking piece of fucking shit. You asshole prick, motherless I'm tired, man. So tired. Listen, I started this show just to tell the truth, because the mainstream media won't stop lying and trying to push a, quite frankly, perspicacious partisan agenda with a strong edge of anti-disestablishmentarian dingism. It only makes sense. I don't do this for the money. And in unrelated news, you won't be getting any Patreon donations back. Stop asking. I just do this show to give you the truth about how maybe conservatives aren't evil monsters, and maybe the radical left oscillates wildly between eating and molesting babies. Also, immigrants, they're coming to your house, they're gonna f*** your wife, and this is the kind of truth I sacrifice to give to you. Listen, I could have just stayed doing my daily show, which I do 3 times a week, sometimes less, depends on how busy or depressed I am. I would have been rolling in the cash, making literally tens of dollars a month. But I decided no. Stevie, big old Stevie, that's what I call myself inside my head. You're not allowed to criticize it. Big old Stevie. You're going to change culture, my man. Also, producer Nancy Mom really wanted to get me on American Idol so she could, quote, suck off Randy Jackson. I tried to explain to her that he's not on the show anymore, and she just called me, quote, racist and Jewish, which was very confusing. Regardless, that's why I decided to start my singing career to change culture by releasing my hit original song, Hoobastank, the Reason cover, no copyright, very, very good video, Pepsi, Barbenheimer, Bitcoin, ching chong, ching tao, ching chong, ping chong, king chao.
This is how you remind me of what I really am. It's not like you say sorry, words waiting on a different story. This is how you're mistaken for giving you a heart worth breaking. Ching chong, ching chao.
Okay, yes, I might have covered the wrong song, And also, just putting no copyright in the title doesn't relieve you of all copyright laws. I learned that the hard way. But my larger part is just how big of a, quite frankly, fucking pain in my goddamn ass it is to keep changing the culture so that the woke identitarians don't hog all the melodic alt-rock. I have to hire producers. And then my producers have to hire other producers. And of course, I'm just referring to associate co-producer Zach. I will not call him dad. I will not call him dad. Yeah, he says he's a producer and he says I need him. And also he says he needs to be paid twice for producing and executive producing. And then worst of all, you know, he keeps dropping the fucking bacon grease on the goddamn drain and it clogs up the whole fucking thing and I have to fix it. And just peeing down the drain doesn't clear it out anymore. I think I somehow need more acidic urine. Anyway, you, you, you. Listen, I'm not stressed out. Okay? Just don't even say that. I'm a chill guy. This is a chill show. All we do here is win. And the game we're winning is saving the world from woke college students with blue hair who call you names on Twitter. You're beating them figuratively, not literally. Don't tell me if you are. It's, you know, we don't have lawyer-patient thing. Boom, the world is saved. You're welcome. That being said, the world will soon be over thanks to the communist dictator Joseph Robinette Rogan. Wait, sorry, no, I meant Biden. We're sure it's not Rogan? 100% sure? Rogan would be a lot more fun to talk about. Like, we could do it in a sauna, maybe eat some raw elk meat or something. But no, we got to do Biden. All right, fair enough. Joe Biden, also known as Joe Brandon for reasons I don't remember but think are important, is dragging America into World War III with his coordinated bombing raids on the Yemeni people, which I think is pronounced like that. Yemen, a small but proud nation in Africa, but one of the less black parts of Africa, or maybe one of the blacker ones, I forget. Anyway, it's the home to the Houthi people, which, to be honest, kind of sounds like some sort of antiquated racial slur, but it's actually what they call themselves. They're a bunch of pirates, kind of a I de Captain now sort of thing, and they've been conducting raids on merchant ships traveling through the area. They say they're doing this as punishment for Israel's attacks on Gaza, which they are claiming have been, and I quote here, gnarly as in response to the disruption of maritime trade by the pirates of the Caribbean. I think Yemen's in the Caribbean, and I will not be corrected. Thank you very much. Joe Biden, along with whomever is in charge of the UK, I think Paddington Bear, they've launched massive retaliatory bombing campaigns against the Yemeni people, many of whom, quite frankly, don't care for it. Just a few days ago, there was an Iranian drone strike in the country of Jordan, another one of those black but Muslim black countries in Africa. Now, this drone strike was apparently related to Yemen in some kind of way. You see, and write this all down, right? Because I'm about to drop some knowledge here. Iran, not a big fan of Israel. Yeah, you hear that, radical left? You agree with Iran now, which is ironic because in Iran, you would be stoned to death. Partially for your sexual preference, partially for your hair color, partially for just being really annoying. Now, how will Joe Biden respond to this bombing raid in Jordan? And keep in mind, he is a weak man, wearing literal diapers and also figurative women's panties. Me, personally, I am strongly anti-war, which puts me very far removed from literally everyone else on earth, all of whom are constantly working up a blood-soaked boner and just screaming, what will this generation's Oliver Stone win his Oscar for? A movie about posting on Instagram? Get out of here. Let's go invade Vietnam again, you cowards. But even me, an extremely pro-peace kind of guy, and if you've ever even flown in a helicopter briefly, you are to the right of me on foreign policy. Even we can agree that we need strong men to tackle these problems. Strong men like Donald Trump, ? But all we have are soft men. So soft, they sometimes don't even drop down below the balls. They refuse to stand up for what's right and take back their country from the Iranian people or whatever it was I was just talking about. They refuse to make the bold decision to enact their vengeance against a border guard or their dad's head or any member of the Chuck E. Cheese band, all of which I don't recommend. Don't do any of that. Stay cool. And listen, I've been so clear about how I'm against anyone doing a kind of, purifying violence in my name, maybe eliminating the vast swaths of degenerates coming after your children or possibly Iranian children. Was I talking about Iran? I think so. Seems familiar. But listen, if there is any violence done by anyone Wearing one of my moderate centrist do it on both sides t-shirts, we can only assume it's a PSYOP. PSYOP, short for psychological op, is more than just one of Rob Liefeld's sexiest X-Men characters, and also that was Psylocke, fix your speech impediment. A PSYOP is when outside forces attempt to manufacture reality to push their particular political agenda. For example, every mass shooting ever. Are they really a series of elaborate PSYOPs? Or does America just have too many guns, and ever since we canceled the Gong Show, it's been harder for mentally ill people to get famous? I don't know, and legally speaking, I'm not saying, but you're allowed to ask questions in America. And is there a bigger PSYOP happening right now, possibly and allegedly, and other people are saying it, not me, than one Miss Taylor Swift? Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift. Travis KELCE. Kansas City Chiefs. Super Bowl. Bitcoin. Pepsi. Barbenheimer. Am I hitting the algorithm yet? Joe Biden is pushing us towards World War III because he's a sick freak who gets off on that stuff. But maybe the real World War III is happening in our culture right now. That's right, culture. The thing I'm changing with my music. All of which would actually be more popular than Taylor Swift if it wasn't for the rigged charts.
Never made it as a wise man. I couldn't cut it as a poor man stealing.
Taylor Swift, major pop star. Also, major radical communist leftist. Recently, she showed her partisan hackery by encouraging young people to vote. Okay, first, then baking some Biden-Harris cookies, cringe, and then perhaps worst of all, she's ended every single night of her Eras tour by bringing up an 11-year-old boy on stage and personally doing gender reassignment surgery to him. Yet, somehow, the concert film still got a PG rating. And she recently started dating Travis KELCE, who plays tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, which is ironic because we can only assume Taylor Swift's end is extremely loose due to all of the sex she's had, likely none of it with you. Travis KELCE did a series of commercials for Pfizer, brought to you by Pfizer, recommending everyone get their latest COVID booster like the good sheep they are. And like a good sheep, he's going to the Super Bowl. But you have to ask, is it legitimate? Is he actually really good at football, even after taking a vaccine which has been proven scientifically to make your skull too big for traditional helmets, allegedly, possibly satire parody? Please don't kick me off, secular humanist YouTube lawyers. Or maybe, could this all be a conspiracy arranged, of course, by the Jew? Wait, what? Oh, yeah, right. No, we're on their side. Now, yeah, that definitely makes sense. Joe Biden needs to send more guns to Israel. All I'm saying, if you'll indulge me here, is that maybe, just maybe, some shadowy forces are pulling the strings to get the Chiefs into the Super Bowl and to get Taylor Swift into Travis KELCE's bed and to cause my bank account to overdraft while buying a Subway sandwich. But to what end, one might ask? What are their nefarious ends? And again, presumably very loose ends. I'm referring to Taylor Swift's vaginal canal. It's been just stretched out by a bunch of relatively famous and very skinny British men. That's how women work. Write that down, too. Write a bunch down. So if we are to assume that these evil, shadowy forces, 3 parentheses if you please, up to you, have arranged for Taylor Swift to appear at the Super Bowl next week, ostensibly to visit her hunky and extremely vaxxed boyfriend, we could also assume they have something else up their sleeves. And not just their arms, which of course suck. We know that the Democratic Party is falling apart. Joe Biden is a loser candidate, plain and simple. He can't finish a speech. He can't finish a sentence. He can't even finish a dozen atomic wings from Wingstop. So do they need to maybe get him over the finish line with young people? What could do that for them? Maybe, just maybe, an endorsement from the world's biggest pop star since Michael Jackson, and maybe there are other similarities as well. Really makes you think, which I usually don't recommend. Some are saying Taylor Swift is a PSYOP, but I have to ask, what if, in fact, Taylor Swift isn't a PSYOP? What if the actual PSYOP is, in fact, convincing you that it's all a PSYOP? So some crazy nut job, hopefully not wearing one of my shirts, but if they do, make sure to put a QR code that directs to the Patreon. They can run up in the Super Bowl and punch Taylor Swift in the head or possibly vagina and scream, MAGA, MAGA, thereby making all of us moderate centrists look bad for the first time ever. That could be the PSYOP. Or alternatively, hear me out. What if the actual PSYOP is to make you think that the Taylor Swift phenomenon isn't a PSYOP, when in fact it is? And they're PSYOPing you to ignore the PSYOP so they can do another PSYOP, probably with Olivia Rodrigo. It seems like she's kind of waiting in the wings. And what if, while you're worried about this PSYOP, maybe they're doing the ultimate PSYOP at the southern border by letting in millions of illegal immigrants, all of whom are, of course, Taylor Swift. So I think it all makes sense. Taylor Swift is actually a collection of hordes of migrants in one dress, and they all collectively sleep with Travis KELCE, who is a hologram, and also they don't really do the Super Bowl. They just implant memories of it into everyone's head via the tap water, which is why people pay so much for ad space. It only makes sense, it's super obvious, and also I'm pretty sure it's not happening. Am I a PSYOP? All right, gang, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. This is the Vangina Predicament. We had a lot of fun today. Like and subscribe. You gotta like and subscribe. Do that. Hit the buttons down there. I'm on x.com, which has always been called that. I'm on Instagram. I am on TikTok. What are the other ones? There's like, is Snapchat still a thing? What's the deal with that? Snapchat had started with the idea, it was like you text someone a photo and it would delete real quick so you could send nudes to someone, but then you could do a screenshot, but they tell the other person you're getting a screenshot, which is pretty fun. It'd be fun to just do a screenshot and then immediately text them and go, YOLO, I'll get IDGAF. Anyway, the most important thing is that I am on patreon.com. If you go to patreon.com/the Vangino Predicament, if I can say my own name wrong. Oh, I gotta bleep that out. I got so much bleep in this episode. Losing my mind. For $5 a month, $5 measly a month, you get exclusive bonus content, a weekly extra episode of the show, access to raw, unfiltered footage, okay? And you get, of course, an executive producer credit. The names are flying by right now. Why did I sing this? I don't know. I don't know where I am. Let me keep singing through the credits. Everyone's gonna die. Taylor Swift should run for president. She'd probably win. Oh no, that would be bad. We can't have a woman president. The moment she meets the Prime Minister of Britain, as long as he's a skinny British guy, she'll fall head over heels. And then while we all die in nuclear hellfire, she'll write some sort of stupid indie folk album, Sugar Bon Iver, to sing like, I'm falling into the weeds of my heart. Done. I'm done with her. And I'm done with you people, but in a positive way. I love y'all. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. I got another video coming out right soon. And until next time.
Do you actually think Taylor Swift's ever had sex? I'm not sure.
Shut up and sit down.